Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 17th Commitments of Traders Report of 2023, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials net positions. Of course, we are analyzing the classic or so-called legacy data, futures and options combined. And we have everything ordered based on the magnitude of change in commercials net positions. We have a 45% change over here in soybeans. We are jumping over soybeans complex. The complex markets are something we created, combining a sector, all the individual markets, and giving them a combined COT data. That's something for our subscribers. But we have soybeans here with a 45% change in commercials net positions based on a 52-week look back period. This is a 6-month chart. On the yearly chart, there's one data set that seems to be out of order, and it makes it hard for us to see the chart. So I'm looking at the 6-month. Here we have this much greater than average change size. It is a bullish COT change signal coming after a decline in this market. So we are expecting soybeans, as it has on Friday, to go back up, at least in the near term. Now, if we move on to the 5-year chart, then we get a chance to analyze the extreme situation, which, as you can see, as it's standing right now, is not really something to talk about. So it's really the change signal this week that I think is anything that you might want to act upon. Stress levels are not that high in either direction. Copper is our next market. Here we have a 43% change in commercials net positions, very large change size, possibly the largest change in the past 1 year. Again, this is a bullish change signal coming after a decline. You can see that on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the market could not continue its downward trajectory. So it may be actually a good support level there, and we may see a bit of a rise. Traders are supporting that thesis. The next market is going to be heating oil. Here we have a 22% change in commercials net positions, larger than average. However, we do see similar changes in the past quite often, so I wouldn't consider this to be that big of a change. It is definitely bullish, and we are seeing declining prices, which I like to be the case. It's a good setup when you have a change signal opposite to the direction where the market is headed. Moving to the 5-year chart, you can see that gradually we're getting closer towards relative bullish extreme levels, but nothing to the magnitude that we've seen, let's say, back here in 2020. So I would say that, the current reading is in between those major extremes. The most bearish extreme, an example from October of 2018, and the most bullish extreme from February of 2020. The current reading is in between those two extremes. So it's really, I'd say, once again, the change signal, if you really wanted to take something out of this analysis. Moving on to large speculators COT Extreme analysis, we have the South African Rand on top of our list with an all-time extreme. That has been the case for some weeks now. It's just supporting the idea that this may actually be a bottom in this market, and we can expect South African Rand to start appreciating against the US dollar. We shall see. An all-time extreme is something unique. It represents a reading that we have never seen in that market's COT history. And in the case of the South African Rand, we have a history dating back, well, officially back to like 2010, but really we got volume in from December of 2016. So yeah, we have currencies with much greater history. Wheat is our next market. Actually, wheat is going to be something we're going to have a look at just briefly with the help of the iCOT Intraday Indicator. So here we have a 273 report extreme. I think it's more clear here on the 5-year chart. It's a beautiful bullish extreme. Very, very nice to see that. Small speculators are highly optimistic about this market. You can see something similar back over here from 2019, just around that bottom over there. So a very nice bullish setup for wheat. suggesting in the medium to long term greater prices to come. Very nice signal over there. And last but not least, for our COT review part of the video, feeder cattle here with a 271 report extreme. This is of course a bearish extreme. That is, you know, not surprising at these price levels. One thing I would like to kind of emphasize that I've done before in the past, these extreme stress levels could be in the market for many weeks or even months before you see a reaction from the market itself. So I think it's important to note and not to jump right at it just because we have a great extreme. It could go on and on for quite some time. It's just good to know that, you know, stresses are building up in the market, and if you're someone who'd like to take advantage of that trend change, then, you know, it's something that the COT report is signaling. Now, moving on to our TradingView platform here and looking at the iCOT Intraday Indicator with AfterSignal. With AfterSignal meaning that it filters out signals and tells you when to enter a market. So, for instance, here we had signal after signal after signal after signal, bearish signals, but you actually enter at a good point in time. And this, by the way, is the default setting for the indicator. I think it's a good example. I'm not going to do anything to it. I just had a curiosity to have a look at it, since wheat is an interesting market these days. This is a 1 hour candlestick chart with the iCOT intraday indicator with AfterSignal on it. Now, of course, there's a lot to do here at cotbase.com. If you're interested in a more in-depth COT analysis, you can definitely do that. We're talking about wheat. You can go here. Of course, there's 3 different wheats we're analyzing, or we talked about the Chicago wheat. You can have a look at that and dig into its data if you want. I'd also like to point out that we have some useful indicators. iCOT, something we talked about. It has a basic version, just the signals and the after signal, helping you where you might want to enter or exit the trade. And then we have the COT Base Pro, which allows you to use all these tools that I do in these COT reviews, but in your own NinjaTrader platform. So some really good indicators here for you if you're interested in using them. I really appreciate your attention. Thank you very much for being with me. I hope you guys will have a wonderful weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next COT review. And by the way, I always forget to ask you, but if you could subscribe and hit the like button, that would definitely help us. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. Take care and see you next time.